thank you all for coming on out here in the wee hours of the day to hop on and learn a little bit more about how we operate with Social Security optimization. I know this has been a big topic trending for quite a few years now that about everyone under the sun has their own take on. So hopefully by the time we finish things up here, you'll really see how our take is different. We're not here to play by the masses rule. We're here to consolidate, simplify, get directly to clients, and really build a system that's scalable so you can target production and hit the numbers you want at the end of the year, which is independence is one of the hardest things to do. Out here in the field, it's quite often take what you get type of business. So we wanted to build a program from day one that we could plan out our year, plan our budget for marketing, plan our sales number, and really just dial it in. So this program we kept quiet for a long time as it was demoed across the nation, being able to get those numbers that we're looking for, being able to find out what big producers, small producers, and everywhere in between can get on closing ratios and everything else. So here in a moment, we'll kind of start getting into this, getting into the program, why it's important, and how to utilize it. But before we do, since I haven't done so yet, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Devin Hansen. I'm the Vice President of Sales here at Alternative Brokerage. It's been a pleasure being on board with the company since the inception out here and being able to really work for a company that looks to do things outside of the box. I think a lot of us can agree that most of the marketing organizations out here anymore don't realize marketing's in their name. It's a wholesale game. You've got this product, I've got this. You've got this comp, I've got this comp. What can we do to make you work with us? And for us, it's about being able to help, and that's our difference. That's where we make our stand. We are building a marketing organization that understands marketing is in the name, that understands experts need to be internal, not just someone who can read the word annuity, but someone who owns them, who has sold them, and who understands the business. So with that being said, give you a quick demo on AB. Won't take more than 2 seconds, and we're going to hop into the presentation. I don't want to waste anyone's time here today. A few of the main things that people have looked to alternative brokerage for. Why do agents choose AB, alt brokerage? Quality lead generation. From day one, from step one, as we hopped on this webinar, it's our goal, making sure we're not just taking a mass approach. We're taking a sniper rifle to the idea, not just shotgun, to where we're going to target our clients, we're going to target our demographics, and we're going to make sure programs happen. Agent healthcare plans. We're one of the few companies out here that can actually offer a group healthcare plan, something that you can jump in with us and be able to decrease costs. We look at costs, and our owner here, when the whole Obamacare first hit and all the healthcare.gov and whatnot, his healthcare for his family looked somewhere in the ballpark of $900 to $1,800 a month. You can have a house for that. It's exponential cost. So ask us today about the healthcare plans that we can provide, that we can help your business with. Automated drip marketing. We're in the age now, today, where dripping on clients is more important than ever. We call it TOMA, top of mind awareness, or more so brand recognition. With everything out here, clients are inundated daily with marketing from every facet, every side, everywhere they look. So you have to make sure your brand's in front of them. And you have to make sure that when something happens, when they get inheritance, when they change jobs, 401ks are available for movement, that they understand that you are the person to go to, that you are on top of their mind, hence TOMA planning. Easy-to-use CRM system, product search engine, concept and product training, product calculators, online term platform. I'm going to put all those in one simple package for you. We call it Super Agent Tools. One technology innovation of the year once upon a time. It's one of the best tools we've seen out there. We partner with a strategic alliance to gain access to this so that our agents can utilize it. It's a tool that our partners tell us they use every single day. We're actually one of the few firms who don't get the phone calls of where do we put this business. We love to help. We love to run the quotes and do advanced tactics. But because of this tool, agents are actually just logging on and saying, okay, I need a 10-year with a 6% bonus and a 6% cap. Who's got it? They click 3 buttons and away it goes. Amazing tool, saves money. I mean, CRMs cost upwards of $1,000 a year. So to have a tool that we give out to you for free for working with us is a big benefit to the office here. Term platform also quotes ULs, has a health analyzer on it. It's something that really simplifies our life and your life in regards to life insurance. We also have actually an automated online return platform as well for submitting applications, automated parameds, and follow-up. Really unique system. If you have questions, let us know. We built it from the annuity producer standpoint, terms of necessary evil. So to make it profitable, we had to make it more functionable and quick, and that's where the service came from. Great service from day one. We built our company, well, like American Equity, from the ground up with service in mind. We wanted to be the best. We wanted to be the quickest. We'll hire twice the staff we need because we want to make sure that phone is always answered. We want to make sure your questions are always answered and that things are done in a timely manner. Custom local website, we have a couple options here. One we're going to roll out later this year, so you're going to want to pay attention to future webinars. But we're actually custom building websites here soon. We've got a great talent for it. It is going to be more of an exclusive type of deal, so you are going to have to meet qualifiers on that. But also on the term side, we actually have a free term website, something to get your name out there. We call them Hometown Web. Gets a quote engine on it, your landing page on it, a little bit all of the above at no cost. Just takes one simple term sale. That's it. But I promised here a moment ago I was going to keep things quick. I was going to keep things simple, and I wanted to get to the point. So let's jump into the topic of today's presentation. Why is Social Security optimization a lead generation machine? 65% of retired middle-class Americans derive more than 50% of their retirement income from Social Security. Since 1985, corps have eliminated more than 84,000 pensions. Just shy or just over 46% of Americans currently pass away with less than $10K in assets. Let's talk the truth here. You guys know this. As I said at the beginning, Social Security's been around a long time. Social Security marketing's been around a long time. We all realize the importance of Social Security marketing. What a lot of people do not realize is how to capitalize on it. Little stat, little thing a lot of companies won't stand up to or talk about. 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 agents fail to convert Social Security marketing into sales. That's a truthful number. 8 out of 10 people on your block who have this marketing going out are not going to make a dime. You know what they're going to do? They're going to make a lot of busy work. They're going to offer up free reports that they simply ask the client, when do you think you're going to die? And they print up a report and say, oh, by the way, tell me about your investments. And they flunk out. They waste their marketing dollars and they don't get any traction on this. That's not what we're about. We want to make the difference. First two things you need to be looking at with how to compare programs, how to compare these marketing pieces, because again, you understand Social Security is important. How do you understand which program to choose? Response rate and conversion rate, some of the biggest. Response rate, number one, how many am I getting in the room? How many appointments am I getting off a mailer? How many return mailers am I getting? Am I getting 1%, quarter of a percent? Am I getting 2%, that magical number? Conversion rate, that's even more important. Getting their response is step one. Getting them in the front door, well, that's step two. Step three is closing business. There's a whole lot in between 2 and 3, and that's part of your conversion ratio. We help understand that rate, understand what it's going to take to close down the business in real numbers. What about results? Well, that's kind of what we're talking about right now. What's it going to take to get the people in the door, to get what we need to happen? And what's different? What's different about our program? What's different about Social Security seminars, and how do we operate? Well, let's compare these. Let's look at the idea that we're about planning. We're not about product sale opportunities. We tell people from day one, we do an interview process with our level 3 marketing, which is what we're talking about today. We are looking for planners, specifically hybrid planners have a great opportunity in this. Folks who are RIA and securities based, but it is not a must. It's just extra money on the table. Product sale opportunities, that's your pictures. That's the folks who come in already with quotes and IULs and annuities and saying, here's what you need without talking to them. Highly informed demographic base. Well, that is really a big game changer for us. A lot of these seminars, a lot of these places out here are going to target income as a demographic. I'm going to tell you from day one, income is a biased number. 90% of marketing companies out here utilize it. This is mailhouse marketing numbers, utilize income. So that means 9 out of 10 agents in your town are mailing the exact same client if they're a 100K earner. Beyond that, anymore, 100K in income does not mean you have a dime to your name. It's the American story of success, right? 2 houses, 3 cars, 2 kids in college, white picket fence, and a mountain of debt that you don't understand how to pay off. 100K, spending 110 a year. Income is biased. We're going to eliminate it. We don't care a lot of the typical stats that you're going to look for. We're also not looking for the $5 million earners, and it's pretty easy to understand. When you look at Social Security, there's a certain crossover point where Social Security just isn't a valid topic anymore for clients. Once you have a certain amount of assets, Social Security is a minimal part of your retirement game. So we want to make sure we're going to capitalize on the folks that it does matter to. My 3 chief demographics are pretty simple. My goal, stick as close to age 60 to 62 as possible for clientele. Why don't I go below 60? Well, they're typically not close enough to retirement. I need to catch them when they're right there. Why don't I go above 62 when Social Security doesn't necessarily have to be turned on until quite a few years later? Well, that's statistics again. If you can't tell I'm a numbers guy, 50% of clients in America, 50% of the population, turn their Social Security benefits on at age 62 or right thereafter. So why mail above that age if half the people I'm sending it to have already turned it on? Again, wasted money. We're about efficiency. So we've got age 60 to 62. We want married couples only. It's going to benefit you in the long run, and I'll talk about that a little later when we do our calculations, our stress test. And number 3, we look at a finite area of investable assets, first of all, not income. We try to focus on $500,000 to $1 million. At the far end, we'll stretch about $250,000 to $1.25. $250,000 to $1.25 million, and that's if you're in a real rural area and we need to expand out. Again, we don't go above that $1 to $1.25 million because after that, clients' investment portfolios outweigh the power of Social Security. We don't want to go below the 500 or 250K mark because we simply don't have the amount of assets that we need to work with, and more so, we're not going to hit that average sale we're trying to find. Wrong call to action. So this is a really big part. This is where most of your seminars fail for agents to convert. This is where most of the mailers fail to convert. And that's because they offer up a free Social Security optimization report. Let's generate a report for these clients. You know what happens? I find this time and time again when I'm working with agents on a daily basis here. I call the agent. He tells me he had this huge turnout in the seminar. He didn't even have to feed them. It's so great compared to these old dinner seminars. But by golly, after he had that first appointment, he couldn't get a single thing to turn out of it. You want to know why? During that first appointment, he gave him their report. He said, when do you think you're going to pass away? Typed in his fancy little $100 a month calculator. It kicked out a report. He handed it to him. He said, here's when you should turn it on. By the way, tell me about your investments. It's called the bait and switch, folks. They call it that for a reason. We're going to help you navigate the idea of the retirement trifecta instead of giving out a free report. And that's part of managing expectations as well. When we look at Social Security optimization rather than maximization, there's a big difference. From day one, we're upfront with our clients that retirement planning has 3 main components: investment income, Social Security, and taxation. And I'm going to tell you from day one that if you mess one of those up, you mess them all up. And that's about optimizing. That's about not understanding when to maximize your Social Security, because if you wanted the biggest benefit, you just wait until the maximum age. It's understanding what your investments will do around it and how taxation on each one of those is going to impact you or your client in this scenario. Cost prohibitive. That is a big problem with most of marketing. I mean, you look at these seminars, even if you're not doing a meal, you're going to spend at least $4 grand to kick one of these in. You're going to spend a long time in preparation work. You're going to have to practice and prepare your seminar over and over again before you even get to the appointments you had to practice for. And a lot of you are starting to understand that because Social Security seminars are rampant everywhere, that we're now having to go back to meals. To make our mark, we're having to go back to meals. And so now you're talking seminars that are running $6,000, $6,500. I had a guy the other day say he's already having to go back up to 10,000 mailers. It's not cost effective, it's cost prohibitive. Our program is very simple. We send a couple bursts a month, depending on the market, on the dollar amount you're trying to target for premium. And we could take the cost of a seminar and we can market for an entire year. You get about twice as much business as you're going to see off of a top-end seminar as well. When we look at successful marketing initiatives, we really plan on 4 different factors for ourselves. We look at the program itself. We look at the process. We believe you have to have passion and persistence. What do I mean by all this? The program itself, that's our iLeads. That's a program that we put on repeat, which is part of the process. We train you how to use these. We have a step-by-step regime, if you will, that will help you understand how to step from first to second to third appointment, which is our average closing spot. We talk about how we operate our income planning tool along with our Social Security tool, how they are one piece, how we leverage the married couples against each other. We talk about having passion, which involves not just being a product pusher. We talk about being a planner, why we need to stand our ground when we tell clients here is their best opportunity, and persistence. This is a numbers game, folks. There is no golden egg out there. There is no silver bullet. It's persistency that puts us on top of the game. So we take a program and we put it on repeat and we run it and we run it and we run it because we know it works. And that's what matters. So what do we look at with our program? We look at lead generation, marketing collateral, advisor training, point of sale tools, Social Security calculator, and a cash flow based design. And I'm going to tell you all about some of this here in just a moment as we walk into this, and then a lot of you asking what are the numbers, what's the cost. We'll get into that here a little bit later. But first things first, let's talk about the training. The training's really simple. A lot of folks get scared about this. We separate our training out into basically 5 different modules. And actually, I'm going to pull up a better piece here than the one I have up on the screen, something I like to show, because this screen piece is for a little bit of everyone. And we want to be more specific on this, which is what I'm talking about here. Social Security optimization training schedule. It's a 5-piece training. This is all developed specifically for our iLeads program. Each module lasts about an hour in length. It's a voice-over PowerPoint. All you do is you log into the system and get going. Our leads usually take a week and a half to go out. During that time, you're going to do the training. It's going to tell you how to work with leads when they come in, transition into the appointment, transition into the fact finder. A lot of you guys go, I've been in the business a long time, I know how to understand and do this. Well, you wouldn't be on the call if you didn't have some sort of struggle, which is marketing. And to maximize marketing, you have to run it the right way. So we're going to show you how to run it the right way. We're not going to change your selling practice. We're not going to change the way you work with clients. We're going to change your approach on this topic. That's what we're going to gun into. So really simple idea that's been very effective. Again, this is a scaled program, so we've been able to put it on repeat. We're going to show you how to utilize our meeting reports. This is our fact finder. Should be one on the screen for you now. Really simple. My apologies, I skipped a page. Really simple here. It's a 2-page fact finder, but we're going to get into the important information. Obviously, husband and wife, that's who we're targeting. Desired retirement ages. Are you currently receiving SS benefits already? We will get folks who are, and some of them we may do a file and suspend on. Primary insurance amount, or PIA, that's how we're going to calculate a lot of this, and projected life expectancies. That's something we really try not to take into account. We use it to our advantage later in the calc. Like I said, we don't go off of when do you think you're going to die. We go off of what's national stats, what's your money going to last, and what happens if one of you passes away earlier than expected. We look at income, cost of living adjustment pieces, pensions, monthly amounts. We look at survivor benefits, income earned, 62 to 66. We look at expenses, all of the above. We get into the asset inventory over here, primary vehicles, primary residence, IRAs, 401ks, pensions. Again, from day one, this is part of what we're doing. We're not coming back on it, which is why a lot of guys fail. We get into the before and after cash flow assessment. So this is just going to kind of show them before Social Security optimization and after. It's really the mile-high view of what our calculator is going to do for them. But I actually want to show you guys the calculator. I think that's what's impressive. I told you earlier that I look at what we call stress tests. So when we deal with clientele, one of the biggest pieces you have with married couples is you have the capability to leverage them against each other. We're going to take the husband and the wife, and we're going to put out their plotted factors. We're going to show them when they think they're planning on turning on Social Security, what they think managed accounts are going to provide, what their expected returns are, and they're planning for income. We are then going to show what happens if one of you passes away. We're going to show when we beat target levels or when we go in the red on their accounts. We're going to show them from their existing plan to to the better results. We're going to show them a managed account. We're going to show that in conjunction with a guaranteed lifetime income benefit. We're going to show that adding into his Social Security and hers. We're going to build in inflation factors on that target income. We're going to show it without going in the red. It's very powerful when you can ask a client, what's your plan? Half the time they're going to tell you, well, we don't know. And you're going to say, well, what had you planned on doing with that money? Were you just going to withdraw off it? Okay, let's look at how much income you need. That's step one. Show how long that's going to last. Step two is this piece here, where we say, here's what we can do for you. Here's what happens if one of you passes away. It's a very simple calculator. What I like about it is you don't have to do it. When you're meeting with the clients, it's a quick phone call, a quick fax away to send in this fact finder, and 24 hours later, we will have this prepared for you. It's going to save you time to do what you do best, which is prospect. Meet more clients, gain more referrals, spend more time reaching out to existing clientele, doing client appreciation events, having fun in the business, the reason we all got into it. So this is going to be the end result when we're going to peg them down, how we're going to lock in the sales, show them what the GLIB are, the Guaranteed Lifetime Income Benefit. It's typically a one-product push on these. This is why I mentioned the hybrid advisors have a great time with this, because we usually maintain managed accounts. We usually capture $150K premium per sale on these. The rest maintains managed. Again, it just all depends on their income sources and their asset level. But let's get into the main point of today's phone call. Let's talk about iLeads. Let's talk about the results that we're going to get off of this, and let's talk about a sample proposal. So my iLeads program is different because it's not a seminar. I am going to use a direct mail approach, though. What I'm going to do is I'm going to send out a postcard that is designed to garner results. We average a 2% nationwide response rate on this. So if I send out 1,000 pieces, I'm going to get back 20 suspects. In the scenario you're looking at now, we're looking at 2 bursts, 2,000 mailers a month. We do them in 2 separate pieces, 1,000 and 1,000 at a time. At a 2% response rate, we're going to be looking at 40 suspects off of this. On average, we have a 25% appointment ratio. So if I have 40 suspects in a month, that's 10 prospects. 10 people are actually going to come into my business, which, by the way, we do prefer you to have a at-home business or a actual office with this, but it's not a must. We have a guy doing $20 million a year business off this. He travels the entire state, doesn't ever bring them to his office. He goes to their homes. So understand that it can be done both ways. But if you're going to target the lower levels, the 3, 4, 5 million, you'll be able to keep it closer to home, which the office benefits you just from the sales psychology equation. So again, if we have 2 bursts going out a month, 2,000 mailers, we're going to look at 40 respondents. If we have a 25% appointment ratio, that's 10 prospects. For every set of those, we're going to peg down pretty close to 20% closing ratio. A lot of people go, that's low, I can close more than that. Fantastic. We like to look at the low end. We want to know worst case scenario. We're the devil's advocate in this. So let's say you only get that 17 to 20% closing ratio. If you get 10 prospects, you have 2 clients. Our average sale, again, is $150K per sale. So if I have 2 sales per month, that's going to be $300K new assets, new annuity premium that I'm bringing in the front door. Now, what's that a year if we're at $250 to $300K a month? Let's take a peek. That's $3 million in business off of 2 simple mailers a month. Now, I'm no wizard when it comes to math, but even if you're just getting 6% commission on that on average, you just made $180,000. That is a very good income. And that is an income a lot of people strive for and can't hit. And that doesn't mean this is your only income. We work with a lot of folks who still do seminars. They're doing $3 million, they want to add another 3. We tag them onto this. We get folks who operate a lot of referral networks, attorney referrals, COIs, but they need a more consistent stream as well. Something that if referrals dry up, they always know they have an income coming in. Utilize the system. Or you want to make the big push all the way from day one, we can take you there. And again, this is a scalable system. You want to target 1.5, you want to target 3, you want to target 10 million. We know how to get you there because we know the results we get. And the unique part is the cost. It's extremely inexpensive. And the reality is that same bit of production is going to cost you the same as one seminar. When we look at mail bursts, we have two different costs. We have 46 cents a mailer and we have 58 cents a mailer. Absolutely none of that has to do with the look of the mailer. It has to do with whether or not you're certified in Social Security. We're big believers in education out here. We have partnered with a company called the Corporation for Social Security Claiming Strategies. It's CSSCS. It's one of the best certifications we've seen, and this is not a fluff. This is not just come get educated. This is actually a FINRA-recognized certification for becoming a Social Security claiming strategist. If you do your homework and spend your time making sure you understand Social Security, that translates to us doing less work with you to help make sure you're up to speed, which means we spend less on our staff, which means I can give you the mailer at cost, which is 46 cents a mailer. So if we're looking at 2 mailers a month, which is $3 million a year in business, you're talking $920. That's it. The first half of the year is going to cost one dinner seminar on that. And you're going to make $9 grand on average every month for a $920 investment. Tell me anywhere you can get an ROI like that. Let's look at the top side. Let's say we're at the 58 cents. That's for the folks who haven't done the certification. To be honest, most of our guys do get certified. Typically what happens, a lot of people want to test the water. Obviously, you've never seen the program, you never tried it. So most folks will come on in, and they'll do their first couple, 2, 3 mailers at the high cost. Make sure that we're not just putting fluff numbers out there, which I promise you aren't. We actually do this program out of our own office to make sure you understand we believe in it, we utilize it. And after they get first a couple, 2 or 3, they see the success that we advertised is real. That's where they'll get certified. So no, you don't have to do it from day one. The certification, a little bit of a longer process. There's about 12 hours of online classroom materials. I'll tell you, it's going to take you a couple, 2 to 3 weeks to go through. You are going to want to get the booklet that goes with it. That's all involved in the cost. We do not own CSSCS. We have no part in it, but we believe in what they're doing. It's actually designed by an attorney, came out of the Social Security Administration, who is also, guess what, an advisor. She knows what she's talking about from every side of the equation. So trust that no matter how long you've been in Social Security, it's going to benefit you. But long story short, you can look at $3 million in business in a year if you take the certification for $11,000. If I'm making a minimum of $180K, I'm still walking away with $169,000. That is one heck of an income, and that's on the low end. Imagine you're using better comp products. You're getting 7, you're getting 7.5. You're getting co-ops from companies like American Equity, from North American, from the standalone, simple companies that built this business. You can know that you put your clients into a good product and that you did right by it from day one because you worked with the retirement trifecta. So when we say cost of one seminar, we mean it. And you can do $1.5 million in business for one seminar in an entire year. And it's really simple when you break down the numbers. I mean, you think, okay, if I'm doing 2 mailers a month and I've got 40 suspects, well, that's only 10 prospects a month. That's 10 opening appointments. That's 120 opening appointments in a year. If we average 3 appointment closes, that's 360 appointments throughout the year, right? We have 365 days in a year, but we have more like 52 working weeks. You're going to average about 2 appointments a week. That's it. It's nothing to shake a stick at. It's nothing that's extremely difficult. It's something that any advisor out there can keep up with and can maintain to build that practice. So very simple program, very focused, which is what you're going to find from our business on day one. We look at the dependent variables. We look at the fact that most agents and salespeople focus on these. We look at the idea that we want to avoid the crash diet marketing approach. We're not looking for an immediate return. We're looking for long-term longevity, long-term practice recognition. So we will not allow you to get in and do one mailer. When you get into this program, you really need to get into it to stay in it. We understand not everyone wants to come into a program like that. So obviously we don't hold your feet to your fire. It's not a contract that says you must do it. But I could tell you anyone who's gotten into it hasn't gotten back out. That's what I really enjoy about the program. We base our programs on being in control. We base our programs of us creating a program that does not need change. We base it on consistent results, and we base it off of something that persistency keeps. It's a strategy of hope, as we like to call it. because realistically, sales is nothing but a bunch of independent variables added together. And that's where we bring back in our fixed variables or our fixed pieces of the sale. Program, process, passion, persistence. The program is the message. The process is the consistent methodology. The passion is to perfect your craft. And the persistency is the volume of activity. It's pretty simple, folks. And don't ever forget that income planning is like Everest. The risk is on the way down. We'll help our clients mitigate that. We'll get in with our Social Security trifecta, and we'll help them understand how to make this happen. And from your standpoint, we're going to help you understand how to ditch the seminars and get straight to the clients. No longer do you have to do a Social Security seminar to get in front of folks, because there's one reason to do seminars. It's to get appointments. I'm going to tell you, let's save time, let's save costs, let's ditch that seminar, and let's get directly in front of them. You want to learn more about our iLeads program? Give us a call. That number is listed right here below. Let's make sure you have a pen and paper. Let's scratch this into the desk if you have to, because I'm telling you, this is going to be a game changer for you. It's going to save you time, and it's going to allow you to work the weeks you want to work a year. It's going to allow you to bring in the income you want to target. No longer is it going to be subsequent to variables. We're going to make sure it happens, and we're going to scale it in. That number to reach us here at Alternative Brokerage is 855-779-1010. One more time, it's 855-779-1010. Give us a call today. We'll show you why we're called the Advanced Marketed Specialists. We'll show you how we don't deal with just single products. We can layer them in bucket plans. We'll show you how we could take the day-old strategy of seminars and turn it into an appointment-perfected process with our iLeads program, and we will cut your marketing budget in a quarter of what you would have been spending last year with iLeads. So give us a call one more time before I close this up. Call us at 855-779-1010. Again, my name is Devin Hansen, Vice President of Sales at Alternative Brokerage, and I hope to hear from you personally soon, and I hope my team will be ready for that phone call. So give a ring in. Thank you. Bye.